Welcome to the Wine Zone. I'm Conrad Edgebeck and this is Pro and Con. My very special guest today is His Honor, the Honorable David C. Onley, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. 2 years ago, Mr. Onley inaugurated the Lieutenant Governor's Awards of Excellence in Ontario Winemaking. Mr. Onley, could you recall for me the path that you took in terms of getting the idea and bringing about the awards?
Yes, it was an interesting process where, as a staff, we just looked at different programs that were being run by lieutenant governors in other provinces of Canada, just to see was there something that someone else was doing that we could do or modify or replicate in some way to enhance the role of lieutenant governor in the province of Ontario to just better reflect the interests of the province as a whole or a specific community. And one of the first ones that just really jumped off the page at us was the Lieutenant Governor's Awards for Wine in British Columbia. And intriguingly at that point, we had, and still do, but we had very, very good relations with the Lieutenant Governor in British Columbia, Stephen Point, and many of his staff members, so that we had interacted on a whole variety of projects. So a series of discussions began, and they were only too happy to share their insights with us, and that then led to a trip by several of my staff members out to British Columbia to watch the award presentation process and to see what could be replicated here in the province of Ontario or changed so that we could reflect the differences between the two provinces. And from that basic idea came the whole concept of the Lieutenant Governor's Wine Awards for the province of Ontario.
Fantastic. And most wine competitions hand out dozens of awards, dozens of gold, silver, bronzes, whereas yours or ours, our Ontario Awards, are limited to the top 10 in the province. Why did you choose to limit the number?
Well, I suppose it goes to my interest as a baseball fan. And the connection there is that it is considered that the Baseball Hall of Fame is the hardest Hall of Fame to get in the world of sport, not just North America, the world. And it's because the entrance is quite restricted. There are some years where only one or two players actually get in, and they have a very sophisticated process. So our thinking was, if we are to be distinctive, because there are other wine awards that go on in the province, if we are to establish some unique aspect right from the get-go, then it has to be an exclusive group of winners. And so various numbers were tossed around, but we came up with 10. Magic number 10.
Now, the awards were inaugurated 2 years ago. Do you have any sense yet as to what impact they have on what impact they're having on the wineries, on the province, on drinkers?
Well, we know from talking to the winners as to what the impact is for them, and it's profound. I mean, they're not only having an impact on their sales, but just the notoriety. And I think the other thing is it's only been 1 week since we announced this year's competition, and in that time, in the 1 week, we have 50 nominations that have been put forward. So that's really really speaks.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say that that in the past, some wineries have been reluctant to take part in the competitions, and I see that's not exactly the case. What do you do to encourage wineries to participate?
Well, doing programs like this and appearing in news articles and in wine magazines and just talking it up, I think, within the profession. And then, of course, one of the things we've done, which was part of the process that British Columbia did, and that is to not just have a ceremony here at Queen's Park, which we do, but we do that for all sorts of other awards. Today we'll have the Young Volunteer Awards, and then in other times of the year we'll have Senior Citizens Awards and the like. But with this particular award, it's the only one where we go to the winners themselves. And so we will visit, as we did last year, 3 different wineries in the Niagara region, for instance, and made a day of it, and brought members of the Consular Corps, especially from countries who also are renowned for their wine, whether it's Italy or Chile and the like.
So you show the French consulate
yes.
exactly what we can do,
yes,
and
yes,
how well
exactly.
it stacks up with theirs.
And so then the word spreads within the consular community, and that's really one of the other, really I think, significant ways that it helps to spread the word.
Mm-hmm. Are the wines, the winning wines themselves, are they used here at the legislature
yes.
for events?
Yes, we use them. We use them here, and so that then adds to
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, that's great. Now, Your Honor, do you remember the first Ontario wine you bought?
Oh, gee, no, I don't. I'll be very honest.
Is that
I can tell you,
news, right?
I can tell you it was something my dad had in his collection, and I was probably just of enough age to drink it legally.
So he knew you had it. It wasn't a sneaking.
No.
Now, when did you first realize that Ontario wines had come of age and were worth buying?
Whoa, that's a very good question. I would guess during my years at City TV,
mm-hmm.
Because of the different stories that we did. And of course, there's always the story, and all media outlets look forward to doing it, to the ice wines. And,
right.
Because it's plus
it was a weather story.
And exactly. And that's how my career began. But I would say it was during my first years at City TV, which would have been in the late 80s and into the early 90s. Just as the basis of being a reporter and watching it and realizing that, this is a very distinctive industry.
Right, and I know some of those reporters' parties, they really appreciated the free bottles that came in from time to time.
Yes, reporters and freebies, they tend to go together. So.
Right. Now, why do you call these the awards of excellence? When I consider Lords Stanley and Grey,
yes.
As well as Her Excellency Adrienne Clarkson, you could have called them Onley the best. The
yes.
only awards that matter.
And yes, that's very true. But I suppose, given the fact that my term will eventually come to an end, this will be a program that will be continuing on for, we hope, many years, if not decades.
Well, I hope so too.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you very much for speaking with me today.
You're very welcome.
I'm very, very pleased and honored.
Thank you very kindly. To your health.
Cheers, and to the health of the Ontario industry.
Indeed.
My guest has been the Honourable David C. Onley, the 28th Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again sometime in the Wine Zone.
Thank you.
Cheers again.
Cheers.